Pico's plot. It's hard to sleep. My body felt heavy. My arms and legs were stiff. And it felt like something was wrapped around me, squeezing tightly. What is this? I slowly opened my eyes. Before me was a giant Pico. I closed them, trying to pretend I hadn't seen anything. I counted to 3 and opened them to see Pico flying at me this time. I quickly dodged. It wasn't a dream. The giant Pico giggled and dove for me again. Pico, why are you suddenly enormous? I dashed this way and that, frantically dodging her attempts to hug me. She was usually so much smaller. Why was she suddenly so big? I glanced at my surroundings. I was standing on a very familiar table. Aha! Pico hadn't suddenly grown. I had shrunk. Slowly, my mind grew clearer as I woke up. Dolly, can you believe it? Pico said. Dreams do come true. What are you talking about? Just look, you're so close to me, she said, drool slipping from her lips. I took a step back, preparing to run. I think about you all the time, milady. All the time. This must be my reward. Pico's eyes gleamed with desire. This is bad. Alarm bells sounded in my head. It was easy to get rid of Pico when she was small, but this would be much harder. I couldn't afford to let her catch me. It wouldn't end well. Don't worry, milady. I'll be gentle, she said, breathing heavily. I thought hard, desperate to escape. I had to do something. With little other choice, I decided to gamble. All right, Pico, you win. Do as you like. Oh my, she said. I can do anything, milady? All right then, as you command, she set to pounce. But first, could you tell me why you're suddenly so huge? Oh, come, Dolly, Pico said. I haven't grown at all. I just made you smaller. She smirked, her eyes twinkling. Got her. She said she made me small, which means that she knows how this happened. I stifled my annoyance and asked another leading question. One last thing. Will I ever return to normal? I tried to look sad, for good measure. You are such a worrier, Dolly. But you will be quite all right. The potion won't last long. Potion? When I said that, Pico flinched, realizing her mistake. Explain, please. Looking guilty, Pico began to talk. I bought a mystery item at the market, milady. A potion that shrinks any who drink a drop of it for 10 days in a row. 10 days in a row? Pico, the delicious tea you said you'd found. Nah-ha-ha, that's my Dolly. You are correct, milady. It was quite hard adding a drop to your tea without you noticing. But all my effort was rewarded today. Dolly! Pico flung herself at me. If it was a potion, it should wear off soon. I dodged again. And wear off it did, more quickly than I expected. With each escape, I felt myself growing bigger and bigger. Eventually, I slid off the table. Oh dear, that was much quicker than I had hoped, milady. The words had barely left her mouth when I smacked her as hard as I could. Aye! She screamed as she flew to the horizon and disappeared. Time passed. I got married and even had a child. Days of quiet happiness slowly passed until one afternoon I found a certain potion at the market. Pico, you've been well behaved lately. Let me make you some tea. Oh, milady, Pico exclaimed, sipping the tea. How generous. Well, she's a ghost, so she can't really drink it, only absorb its essence. Still, 10 days of tea later, Pico suddenly shrank to the size of a doll. Yay, a Pico doll, my child exclaimed. Pico spent a busy day as my child's new toy, being marched about the dollhouse. At first she sulked, but I guess she didn't mind the attention. By the end, she was smiling. Now we're even. I smiled at both my child and Pico. Pico smiled back. It's your turn next, milady. Look forward to it. It seems even after marriage and a child, my relationship with Pico will never really change. The end.